Alright, so let's get this thing started. So, as you can guess from the title of this video, we're going to be constantly collapse the US for this shit. I have this mod on still. Forgot about that. What's up? Don't focus on what I want to do, really. But I guess we can do some of this over here. At least wait until the election starts, because that's when things get really interesting. President Mellon's term reaches its end. Before we can begin preparing for re-election, we should take a good look at the general state of the country and see what needs a quick fix to gain easy votes. Our announcers confirm the greatest warriors of our voter base are the economy, the delicate agrarian situation, sorry, and the rise of lawlessness. We can probably pass these last things out to gain a confidence for another 4 years. Nightmare of the sleeping giants. So yeah. We'll be doing some shit over here for the elections. In the meantime, I'm doing some focus Seas. Till things went down, but we're not gonna really focus on this. Really, because what we really need is just wait for the inevitable collapse to happen.
Listen up.
I'll send all you guys there. And I'm just gonna do the bottom with this, so yeah, I'm gonna be doing this. The update is coming out. For those that don't know, a big old update coming. I changed a bunch of shit and it broke the save game. As you saw last episode, we have San Marino over here, and we got the Andor over there. We also got some new portraits and stuff as well. I think a lot of things got changed. As I said before, this was the wildcard update, so as you can see, there's a bunch of things that have been changing over here. Especially over here in India. I might start doing a playthrough for that now. But I cannot show off this whole thing over here. Brazil got some changes as well. I'll have to show that later, but I was gonna do this, but then I bugged out. There was a bug about it for the path I wanted to do, and so I was gonna wait until the thing. I think it might have been fixed, but I already got the series started, so we might as well start with this.
Attention.
Maybe do Brazil next. I know for sure exactly fixed. But yeah, the states over here have been changed quite a bit. And I don't know what else has been added. There was like a log for it, and I don't know what it had. Let's double check that maybe later once you get through with this. We get through with the recording maybe. Let's not forget about it, which is entirely possible. Just making sure the music wasn't too loud. Yeah, you gotta keep constantly adjusting, but because sometimes it's loud, sometimes it's not. Really don't know what the problem with it with that.
Orders.
So yeah, we're gonna be focusing on this for. We're just waiting until the election, and I'm gonna be showing this off so that way you guys can know exactly what needs to be done. The boosting Madagascar, another shining light is lit. Alright. So yeah, I kind of want for you guys to see some of this. I've seen some of these as well. So for those that don't know how to get this, we can well, I can show you exactly what you need to do for it. And so when I actually do play like the US and not collapse it intentionally, we get to show off some of this. Yeah. Because also, I think the U.S. is going to get a big rework later. So, might as well show this off while we can, anyway. Examine the economic situation. The president's rallying banner has always been low intervention in the economy and securing the economic freedoms Americans have forever enjoyed. However, before we can call our term a victory, we should probably see the end balance of policies and assess what should be changed in the future or even right away. We will begin to set up commissions to bring us accurate reports of our general economic state. So yeah, you got a bunch of these focus over here. Klan Civil War, Prohibition, the passage of the 18th Amendment, alcohol has been illegal in the United States. The guy has been genuinely unsuccessful in enforcing this ban. Organized crime has gone massively to exploit the black market opportunity. Governments that cost of to repeal the 18th Amendment or further enforce it. Organized crime with the chaos and Great Depression. The economic opportunity of prohibition and organized crime is boom. Taking advantage of the population's desperation of both drugs and liquor, organized crime has prevailed around the country. It's prevalent around the country while the government has been fighting against this. As some assess recent youth, organized crime is still strong and dominant in many areas. Post-military without any threats to the U.S. Army, the U.S. Army has entered a period of deterioration, stagnation. The U.S. has intervened only in small conflicts such as in Nicaragua. And the Army has been receiving steadily less funding in each annual budget. Congress has yearly appointed half the funds that the general staff has requested. Impoverished funds. The Army has grew to a skeletal organization. Rapid change must be implemented if the U.S. wants to be successful in a war against a credible adversary state. With depression, since 1931 was launched stock market crash rather than 1929. 1934 banking crisis destroyed the Mexican recovery, which began early in Millen's admiration. With mass unemployment throughout the country and investors permanently terrified, the economy is struggling to recover. All the while, the alien President Andrew Rand refused to intervene, which most have come to believe is only leading to further deterioration. The Dust Bowl, since 1930, unsound agricultural practices have caused an economic disaster in the central southwestern United States. Severe droughts and the sod-busting air prairie sorry. It resulted in massive dust storms sweeping across Oklahoma, Kansas, and northwest Texas, making farming nearly impossible in broad swaths of the plain states. That's forced many reliant on farming in this region into poverty or flee in search of work. Without government aid, the situation is unlikely to improve anytime soon. And neither free. Ever since the beginning, the United States has been a democratic nation, one in theory everyone can pilot their own destiny, choose their government. Now ruled over and directed by tyrants. While these ideals may not be achievable for everyone, they have remained an idea for the population of the United States, one that inspires faith in the country. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of reason in this. Probably do it later once we do, in fact, do this. I don't want our troops to not collapse intentionally because it's gonna be a lot of reading. Well, actually, I probably should read this after, so to start us off. Might as well. It is 1936, and as the United States of America comes out from another morose New Year's Eve celebration, the New Year's brought little to celebrate. One need only take a look around to see why. In the grip of the staggering economic depression since 1929, the sleepy giant of the Western Hemisphere stares lethargically. The problems facing the nation, from titanic unemployment and widespread bank failures of the agricultural disaster of the Dust Bowl, have only intensified and faced continued government inaction. President Andrew Millen has remained steadfast in the conviction that the liquidation of much of the economy produced an overall more competent entrepreneurial spirit. This was an optimistic viewpoint in 1932, with enough believers to put him in office near a divided opposition. Then came a catastrophe wave of new bank failures brought about by a tow and coal chase repudiating their country's debts over 2 years. Now it seems out by foolhardy of such a nation. Millenville's shanty towns formed by this possessed continue blooming across the country. Yeah, based on something in real life called Hoovervilles. The President Hoover, pretty very similar actually in their what they be doing. If any of you know about that. Local relief efforts to employ people in the public works falter due to failing tax revenue, and overstretched charities and supervision have made do with less for too long. Millions from the USA chasing what more they can find from businesses increasingly paranoid about investing in a chaotic world. It remains to be seen how, if at all, America could escape from this crisis. With the presidential election approaching, at least some changes appear to be on the horizon. It will likely be a dramatic one. Opposite the governing Republican, the aftermath of the Aftermath of the collapse of the Democratic Party has opened a feud for a number of ideologically distinct candidates. The technocrats continue with their experiments, scientifically managed society. Not the only ones in America running inspiration for the French model. Emboldened worker movements such as the Jobless Progressive Party, keep an eye on them, have likewise never been more popular in the backrooms and office of the Republican Party itself. Party brass debates stabbing their president in the back to put anybody else in the driver's seat to steer them to victory. Will political damage salvage the legitimacy of an anti-theory herald an epoch shift in the American way? And what rough beast it hours came right at last? Launches towards Washington. This will be its last. Because we will. Speeding this shit up here real quick. We will break this all down and replace it with something far new over in the land of Cali. And yeah, brush off the Brazilian stuff another time. Oop. Just a split minute. Alright, we're back to some of this. So, as it turns out, my mouse died, so yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize my mouse was about to die like that.
Ready to move.
But yeah, I don't remember what I was gonna say and how to fish the fucking things up. If we choose economics up, but we can go from under isolation. Oh yeah, I think I had to get rid of the Great Depression and all that. I mean, it's like a little matters because we're gonna be focusing on other stuff. Let's see over here. Cultural situation. There was also the commission led by the Department of Agriculture. Quite worrying to say the least. Worse than we could have expected. Many farmers in Kansas and Colorado are immigrating to the West Coast, fleeing the famine that plagues the High Plains because the terrible droughts that have been affecting their crops. Furthermore, the absolute daunting dust storms leave the air almost impossible to inhabit, perpetually last with clouds of darkness. So, I don't know what the fuck that was. But, come if I fucking surprise me. I don't know what the fuck. I think someone might be popping out files or some shit. I'm gonna read this. So what next on the itinerary? Probably read that once I actually do it. Like something that does about the collapse of America. But I'll read the starting with the first one. I will show you what things to be looking at up here in the US of A. They're fucking good. Yeah, Brazil. Doing that. Although I don't think they'll be collapsing. We'll collapse. I'll show off what show off some of the things that they changed over there. A bit. Yeah, the hippo war. I'll read this one because this one's interesting to say this. Earlier today, Coin votes near unanimously, 52-527 for 1 against, 3 abstain. In favor of President Mellon's population to deploy national guard to guard the wild population of hippopotamus arrived in Louisiana. 14 hippos were brought to the United States over 25 years ago, thanks to a proposal by Senator Scout Frederick R. Burnham, who sold to Congress the frontier idea of ranching for Lake Bacon. It was an idea that had just 3 major flaws. First, hippopotamus have surprisingly high birth rates. Second, though these have no national predators. And third, they are 3,350 pounds, highly territorial and easily provoked hippopotamuses. Though there are now well over 250 hippos in Louisiana, and they have decimated local ecosystems, the waterside communities. Private attempts have been ineffective campaigns such as to kill White Charlie, the experimentally large albino bull that brutally slaughtered popular Louisiana Senator Huey Long. Yeah, that's the Kaiserreich reference, and to explain why he's even in this mod. It's no surprise considering the terrible impact these beasts have made that the Congress is so keen to take action. It is hoped that this hippo war will prevent further tragedies from occurring in the future United States. Good luck, boys. And this is weapons to in Australia, the Emu War. Yeah, there's a guy, we'll simplify that. I think I did a video on that. Watch him. On that one. Yeah, the US has their own hippo war in this timeline. We killed Huey Long. Damn hippos. The Long Dong. Austria revolted. Not surprising. I think they also changed some proficiencies over here. Saigon. They don't have anything. Just the moose over in San Marino just doing whatever, I guess. Agricultural situation. Radicalism and lawlessness. Many workers have been laid off their jobs in factories that already went into the petty crimes many years ago. Now the situation is completely out of control. The plains immigrants of the west coast of Meadows have found themselves in this situation. Filled with the rise of political radicalism, have been a recipe for disaster. Gun slings between tried neighborhoods in the name of organized crime. Some reports even as far as that many political parties have begun forming their own armed wings in secret. If you can't fix this immediately, it will prove to be our doing. Sent to the Dust Bowl, no dry last forever. Moving on. Yeah. Well, I'll read these the next time I do the US of A. It doesn't involve in collapsing because once we do, none of this will really matter. So, you guys can read them if you want. Korea is doing the thing. They cut off the bridge. And they have this whole thing. If they do collapse, I think they changed a bit some of it. But if they don't, we'll see who wins the elections. 'Cause it is completely random. Yeah, I would like to do a playthrough on both sides of Brazil. And hopefully okay, maybe show you off the Brazilian collapse because that has gotten some changes. I think the teaser video I had might have been. Yeah, the teaser video also had some of that. So now they're gonna do some things over there. Austria being Austrian. Look, the SFL are back in power. Yeah. Oh well. At least they want to deal with us. Industrial collapse. Despite our best efforts in invigorating the industrial sector via firm laissez-faire policy and low taxes, many American factories have been forced to close down. Only mega conglomerates like Ford and the Midwest and a handful of others managed to keep afloat. Another market is oversaturated with colossal jobless workforce and have no salaries for at least a couple of years, which can and probably will turn ugly. And prosperity returns, so too will Cobb. Moving on. Shit, I think I had to change some of these to where you have to complete a certain focus tree to pick a certain leader and get to that certain focus tree to get the thing. Ah, fuck. Yeah, I don't remember when that happened. That might have been from the recent update. Anyway. Do I care about any of that? Yeah. I don't really do much with any of this. Just waiting so you can see. And if I decide to do like the other path, I might just cut to when we choose Cali. That follows the revolution. That's probably what I'm gonna do if I decide to show off the other part, because there's 2 paths for California to unite, and I'm gonna show off exactly how you do it for those that don't know and those that want to see a playthrough about it. Let's see. Ismail Incense, the long-awaited English version of Ismail Incense, original French title Ismail Incense. The French-made so-called Baguette Western has finally reached the U.S. Fast-paced action, sexual themes, and stubborn levels of violence have made the genre quite popular among the public, despite public outcry. Both moral guardians and political calling for their banning movies, The Departure, so from the genre, instead of classic Wild Western, a future near future lawless wasteland dominated by futuristic cowboys, violent automobiles, and stealth forces. But Chin saying doesn't see anything down as a cinema or that claiming record sales. Without a movie. I don't see some of them Baguette Westerns. It's a reference to, I think, Red Westerns in the Soviet Union in our timeline. Yeah. There's also sauerkraut Westerns in this timeline as well. So you got the Baguette and you got the sauerkraut. Take your pick. Anyways, oh. I see. Wounds we still carry? I hear you, but we can't risk more by reckless intervention. Yep. At the time, alright. You'll be good. You'll be grand. Chigan. Yep. Yeah, sorry for not being able to finish the SFL playthrough. We were practically done in a way. I was gonna end it like by the time we took over the US, and it was really starting. This is a bit of a blessing that I'm thinking, because I wasn't gonna go to war with Italy or in Somalia. Didn't really care them at that point because we've basically took over. Maybe once we do once we show off the last path I would like to show before the major wave for fans comes. Maybe we can do something pretty cool.
Ready, sir.
Yeah, you guys can just stay there. Get a specific lead and all that. You see? Alright, but from hand, not to worry, we can still salvage this. We react quickly and put a swift end to the social malaise before it gets out of hand, or worse, before others do. Find a solution to all these problems might not be hard, but actually falling through it then might prove a real challenge. Really shoots these falls through. Damn it, now I'm actually mad. We got assassinated. Yeah, we're negotiating with Canada. Then they falling out because they got their own things to worry about. The summer cool war will be going down. Who's gonna win doing Eurasia? The general government or Southeast Asia kicks them in the butt. So to Russia and the Lib Marks. There's a Baikals on the war with Siberia. That's interesting. They went Social Democrat, so they compromised. Yeah, we're probably gonna show off some more, like Eurasia and Siberia. But any of this is a little like to choose. Blood on the Sheets. Who's from Discovery Shock to Troy Michigan's author and another clan associate Ernest Silver Cox was found dead in his hotel while he was staying at during the latest book tour. Arnold Tagbar with his room during the night visually assaulting him with a baseball bat and inflicting injuries to the head source revealed a positive body identification, calling it protruded body measurements. More of an identity tactics include mysteriously disclosed by a maid who found his corpse in the morning after the night said. Light as Mickey, Black Mike, Coltrane, baseball card. When asked about any possible lead owners in the hotel, said, I would guess he's probably one of those damn Negroes who was hanging around. Good riddance. God damn it. Indeed, Cox was deeply involved with Barker's Garvey as a Black Star Alliance as a mediator between them and the clan. Garvey himself was quoted calling him a good friend and claiming that this white man had done wonderfully well for the Negro and should not be forgotten. There'll be no books for him. Yeah. Oh yeah. The whole clan thing was going on. There's a clan civil war, I forgot. And the whole Marcus Garvey thing. I think if Garvey takes over, they can establish the whole public immigration and all that. But yeah. History deepens. British second to Detroit appointment on by star Mickey Carter and gives a loose association with the mother as Silver Carver surprise. It's by gunfire inside the house in Neck refractor, but none is surprising. You'll manage to take home defense seriously. And the whole military stuff. What those horrible things to the human mind? Next. And let's do a final liquidation. Everything was going fast. Privatized industry, sell the factories, go, go, go. You're turning economic upside down as soon as possible to avoid complete economic collapse. Get heavy tanks as well. And for rock bottom, really got a migraine. Guys coming up, they're gonna lose that one, I think. Actually, they always lose that one. Still do a series about the Congo, but I guess I'm done because I would like to do something with the Kivu. Very, very interested about them when they get content. The Belgian army. Some stuff in India. But it's been a civil war and we are at time. So yeah, I'm gonna let this play in and then that'll be the end of it. So I'll see you guys later when elections start coming in. I think will be next month. So next month when things are gonna get very interesting. Until then, I'm the Mad Artist and I'll see you guys after Alright, I'll see you guys later.